Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going to get on top of things. You see what I did there? We're working on top of the walls and we're gonna get on top of things. Anyway, today we are going to be charging straight ahead with our brand new project. And as promised at the end of last episode, the first thing we are going to do is decorate the tops of these walls. While they currently look fine isn't quite what I'm going for. No, I really want these walls to feel real and alive and functional, and the best way I know how to do that is to add some details. So let's grab our materials and get detailing. Now that was quite a lot of armour stands, but this is the main place that I really want to have armour stands, so I figure if there's any place to use them, then this is it. But let's take a proper look around, and the first thing you'll notice is that there is snow everywhere. I think next episode I'm going to have to tackle this snowfall because it is going to end up driving me crazy. So for now, let's just ignore it and instead let's focus on the decorations we added. And this section right above the gate is definitely our most detailed and our most heavily guarded, with our 4 archers ready and waiting for anyone to try and force their way into the city. And they're looking pretty relaxed at the moment, so I don't think there's an imminent threat. But I figured it was pretty important to have some guards stationed up here in case anyone was to try anything. And we've also got plenty of supplies should anyone need anything, and this is good, both because the gates will need the most supplies, but also because I think I'm going to make the way up onto the wall right there where we've got the 2 dips, so this makes for nice easy access for anyone coming on duty. Then, dotted around the walls, we have further supply depots, but they are slightly less well equipped than the one at the front, but I'm sure that these barrels and chests have plenty should anyone need anything. And originally I was going to have more of the composters with swords and arrows and things, but I do want to be a little bit careful with using too many armor stands, both for design reasons and also for any potential lag. So I decided to use more closed storage so the guards still have what they need and we limit any potential issues. And speaking of the guards, I just love these guys. They're very simple, it's nothing overly fancy, but I just love the idea that the walls have these patrols going around, making sure nothing is going wrong and no one is trying to breach the wall somewhere. And I have to say, I have a particular soft spot for the guards that are on the stairs. They just immediately feel even more dynamic, and while they were a bit trickier to work with, I think they ended up looking pretty awesome. But there is one area of our walls that we haven't yet tackled, and that is the top of this little tower. And that's because I think I want this tower to house our portal. I promised that this time I wasn't going to wait on the portal, and I am not going back on that promise. So let's get this sorted. And one portal later, I could not be happier to have this portal so early in the project. I know it seems like such a small thing, but having easy portal access just makes it so much easier to go back home for any materials I might need, or head out if I need to get them from somewhere else. Honestly, if you're starting a big project somewhere in your world, just do yourself a favour and build a portal early on. You can always move it later if you're not sure where you want it, but just make sure you build one. Don't be me in my last project. It was unnecessarily painful sometimes. But anyway, let's talk about the actual portal. And the design is pretty simple. I mostly just wanted it to blend in with the walls and feel like it belongs on this tower, and I'd say that we achieved that. And while I could have put the portal somewhere more central to the project, I think this is going to end up having a really good view of the city when it's finished, which should be really cool. I mean, just look at that. You can see practically the entire project, and if I moved my render distance up slightly, you would be able to see the full thing. I really think this view is going to be amazing. Eventually. And as for the nether roof design, it is very simple. I may end up changing it around a bit, maybe adding some details here and there, but overall, as with all of my nether roof portals, I just want it to be clear where the portal is going, and simple or not, I think it's pretty clear that this is heading to Castletown, so that's good enough for me, at least for now. But there is one more thing I want to do today, and that is clear out some of this space. Specifically, I want to clear out the space where I want the lower town to go. That way, next episode, not only will we be able to try and sort out our little snow issue, but we will also be able to properly map the first section of this project out, which I am very excited for. But before the excitement comes the work. So, let's get clearing. Now this is something we can work from. I mean, obviously the floor will pretty much all need to be replaced at some point once we actually start building, but we do now have a surface where we can start laying things out because, As I mentioned, next episode I want to put the basic footprint of everything I want to include in this area down so we can make sure that everything fits and I haven't made a silly mistake along the way. And you'll notice the slightly strange boundary where I haven't excavated, and this is where I want the different layers or tiers to rise up, so I figure there's no need to clear here because it's all just going to be under what we're building. And I do love the shape this makes. Hopefully it will look even better once we've actually got the walls, but when I first started planning this, I just loved the idea of using overlapping circles to create the different layers, and oh man, I am so excited to see how it all plays out. But that is unfortunately going to have to wait because I need to leave this episode here. But we accomplished an awful lot. We decorated our walls, built our portal, and we cleared some space so we can start planning next episode. And along with plotting next episode, we will also be dealing with all this dastardly snow. So I am very much looking forward to that. So until then, thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!